Hi, my name is Marjorie Delaney. I'm owner and operator of Magical Things, and this is my YouTube channel. And on it, sometimes you see part of my life, and part of my life is eating. So I'm going to show you how to make this dish right here. It's spaghetti squash and my own special marinara, vegan style. I thought everybody's staying home, so we might as well learn how to cook at home, right? So if you like me or you like this video, like the video, subscribe. I'd like to get new viewers, so share it if you like the recipe. I show you from start to finish how to easily cook a spaghetti squash and make your own sauce. So let's go. Okay, so today I'm not usually a cooking YouTube person, but everyone's staying home now, and I thought maybe you'd like to see how to make a spaghetti squash an easier way than maybe they show you some places. A lot of times, I'm sorry for my head being cut off, but I don't have a tripod. So sometimes, here, see if that works. All right, yeah, so you can still see. Sometimes people tell you to peel them and then cut them up and then you can do any squash like this, really. So you need to get a big, knife. Okay, hold on. You gotta get in there and then get a slit like that. It's a new kitchen. Alright, sorry about that. I just have my phone as a video player. Anyway, so what you want to do is get a cloth and then it's not. Okay. It's easy. All right. Oh, Lordy. Just to show you, it's not easy. Anyway, so you can do pumpkins like this too, I think. I've seen pumpkins done like this. So there we go. Split it open, and now there's these seeds. So I'll get a bag for the seeds. So what I do is I take a clean grocery bag and or you could take the produce bag, at least you're reusing. And that way it's just easier to get the seeds out that way. They all come out in the bag. Same on this side. Obviously I wash my hands first, but I'm also not touching it. You could, I guess if you have gloves, you could do that too. Wear some gloves. I prefer not to like overhandle food. You have to do some. Right? Let me throw that away. That was easy, right? So now you have two halves. And spaghetti squash is fun because after it's done cooking, you scrape it and it comes out flaky, like, not flaky, but it comes out like spaghetti noodles. And they're sweet. It's just like a sweet squash. So what we want to do is cook them in the oven. And the way I do that is I roast them in the oven and I wrap them in tin foil. So each have. This. So then I like to take olive oil, and you just, you can see it, hold on, just tilt it, and you just sort of spread it all on the inside. You make sure you get it on the outside edges too, and there'll be a puddle of it forming in the middle. That's fine, that helps cook it. Do the same to the other side. Watch. I don't know. I don't even think I'm doing it the right angle anyway. So do that, and then I like to put Italian seasonings in it. I have garlic. All these I get from the Mexican section. Parsley is always good for anything. Has a nice mild flavor, whatever you do. I'm just showing you the herbs I use. You can use any herbs you want. It's up to you. Basil. And yes, this is actually the way I cook. I just sort of like oregano, again, cheap. You gotta go to that Goya section and get your spices. A little rosemary is good. This doesn't have like any kind of, I don't even know why they put a lid on it. You could just unscrew it, but just a little rosemary. Rosemary can be overpowering, especially if you're doing vegetable dishes. Thyme. Okay, so I have finished the spices, and I'm now going to just do this. I don't want it to spill in the oven, so I want to kind of cover it, and it'll cook the whole thing. This is going in the oven over 450, about 475, almost 500, and we're roasting it. And I don't know for how long, because I just sort of check my stuff. So I put them in the oven, and then when you check them, I'll show you how to check them. You want to like squeeze here, and if when you squeeze here, if it gives, if the whole thing is charred and looking super, not black, but brownish and caramelized, you want this shell to be cooked all the way through, and so you'll just push and it'll like start to feel squishy. And that's when you can really take it out, let it cool down a bit, and then flake it off. But so I am going to put these in the oven for a while, and then I'm going to start a sauce. You make your sauce however you want. You can get a can of spaghetti sauce if you want to. I'm sorry about my eye bags and all that. I'm not using a real filter. I guess this would be better lighting. But I don't want to take all the time on video because I have very limited storage. So I'll chop up vegetables and put them in a pan and then let you see the sauteing of it. I just do a vegetarian type of sauce, and sometimes I use like canned spaghetti sauce, or I'll use fresh tomatoes. Right now I'm using stewed tomatoes just because they sort of break down faster, and they're canned. All right, so I'll show you the pan in a few minutes. So it occurred to me that maybe some people don't cook all the time. I cook all the time. I've cooked for a long time, so I can show some shortcuts. So here's, obviously I wash everything before I do it. The pepper, isn't that a sort of a violent way to go get it, right? but it's not gonna matter. Man, I was hoping it would all come out. It's not. Okay. So you want to get that this part out. It doesn't really taste good. And I'm listening to a lot of news in the back. My YouTube news is just sort of switching from coronavirus to campaign rallies, which I guess shows my algorithm. And so I don't do like I don't mince it. I just do a basic cut because I want the I'm gonna saute it a long time. I'll put it in this pot. And really, like, this is the way I'm cutting. There. I don't know. There. So you can see that. I'm not really being exacting. Maybe some people have. This is one a friend of mine said, you have a very matronly way of cutting. I'm like, yeah, I'm a matron. I'm a mother. If I leave them a little bigger, they'll give off a little more flavor and a little more hydration. The smaller you cut them, the faster they caramelize. Alright, so I'm going to do this not too slowly, but fairly quickly. This is the spring onions. They were on sale, so I got them. Any kind of onion will work. I like Vidalias because they're sweet. But any onion. Purple onions are pretty, but you don't care for their flavor. I need a proper cutting board. This is kind of cool looking, but it doesn't really slide with a knife. You want to keep your fingers back, by the way, for my clumsier friends. There we go. And these are pretty quick to chop up. And they're really cheap, by the way. You don't want to get too much into this green. Further up you get, the more dusty they've been, I think. I guess the other part's been on the ground, so you put that in. I put it all in at once. I know some people do it different, but I want to save my time. Garlic goes last. So I'm going to, and what I fry them in, because this is getting basically fried. I use some safflower oil first because, olive oil can be really, can burn easily. I think safflower can burn at a higher temperature. I don't know. I like the taste of it too. It's more buttery than the other. So we'll take a look. And I think I have, there we go. I need to change that channel. So we're just coating them in the oil. We've got it on, you know what? I should do this back burner. No, this one. There we go. I'm so dumb. There. Because this one is a bigger pan. And so what I'm going to do is let all that do its thing for a minute. And then I'll put the herbs and spices in it. Right now, I'm just going to let it heat up. And I'll be back. It occurred to me while I was waiting for the stuff to start cooking down. I am going to show you how to get some garlic. I use a lot of garlic, and you add your garlic last. You never want to burn the garlic. Burning garlic fucks everything up. Garlic doesn't really caramelize, it burns. So I have mushrooms in here, and you can buy those pre-cut most of the time. Alright, so you want to cut off Alright. You see how the garlic is? I'm not a professional cook, so if you have better techniques, that's fine, but this is just Life Skills 101. You cut this part off. And then just go like this, squish. And it's smashed, and it's sort of like it's pressed. And then you can get it out of the shell pretty easily. I'll do that again. Hold on. While I'm doing that, I'm going to check this out. This is not a non-stick surface, so we have to check it frequently. The stuff's going to start burning if we don't have enough oil in it. Now I got to put some more oil in it. I'll put some grapeseed in. Not grapeseed, olive oil. You don't add any salt or any of this stuff at this point because salt has a tendency to make your vegetables give off the water. And what we're trying to do is caramelize this stuff. You could smell it. It smells really good. You gotta turn this down though. It's just gonna burn up. Turn it back to like medium. Okay. Let's finish that garlic. Because I want at least 3 cloves of garlic. So again, cut your little end off. Yes. Give it a good. This is a terrible cutting board. So we smash. Cut the little end off. Oh, that part of that already came off. And then give it a good smash. Smashes inside there and it peels right off. And then you can cut it up smaller. Here we go. This is not, again, how to be a professional chef. I'm sure someone can give you better cutting skills than me. So that's ready for after it's caramelized. And oh, you want to see how fast that happened? Look. See how fast this is happening? It's all starting to break down. And then when it's broken down more, I'll start putting the all the herbs and spices in. And I'm going to go ahead and let that cook for a bit. And then I'll come back on. I don't want to waste film. Okay, so it's really starting to cook up. And oh, I just cannot get this the right way. Hold on. Alright, so this is starting to cook up. Actually, the pan is starting to blacken, so I need to turn it down again. And what I'm going to do at this point is add some plant butter. You can add regular butter if you want to, but you know what I have. There's some plant butter in there. And that helps melt in there and brown these mushrooms. Lordy. Okay. Hold on. There we go. Brown these mushrooms. Melt that in there. At the same time, I'm going to go get all my spices again. And we'll use all the same spices that I used in the the spaghetti squash. Hold on. Again, you can use whatever you want, but I use these. Basil. These just happen to be, like, I think, the staples that make things taste Italian. We want some garlic. We want a lot of garlic. This is powdered garlic, and we're also going to put in real garlic, too. Because, honestly, garlic is an appetite stimulant, and you can honestly have, I don't think you really have too much of it. And mix that in. Get that cooking. Get that little butter thing melted. And as that's a plant-based butter. I think Country Crock has it. Onion. I know we already have a little onion in there already, but a little more won't hurt. And then oregano. We're getting these cooked into the caramelization of the freaking vegetables. Parsley always, you can always have a lot of parsley. Paprika. Paprika has really no flavor. It gives more of a good color, but it gives some flavor. And then we'll go to our rosemary and our turmeric. Turmeric is actually good for digestion, depression, all kinds of things they say it's good for. We'll add just a little bit of rosemary if you want to, like, there. Just put your fingers over that. All right, let me put this stuff away and then I'll stir some more. Now it's time to pick up our garlic. Put it into our mix. As I said, you never want to burn your garlic. Look at all this delicious caramelization at the bottom. This is flavor filled. So what will happen is we'll just, that's oil baked in. We'll take that there. And that garlic is going to start to brown just ever so slightly. I'm going to turn it up just a little bit. I feel like these mushrooms are pretty good, but I like it to be just a little bit, just a little more. So we'll turn it on high for a minute. Don't be afraid to play with the temperature of your stove or to even take something off the stove if it's too hot. This is the good stuff at the bottom. I know no one wants to believe that, but it's filled with flavor. It's the caramelization of everything. So we don't want it to, like, just be a sticky mess on the bottom. We want it to mix in. Just going just a little bit more. Some browned. Get those little garlics browned up a bit. Not burned. Just want them releasing that flavor. Alright. Let's turn it down. And then we're going to add our diced tomatoes. This happens to have basil and garlic and oregano already in it. Uh-oh. Alright, I gotta... Technical difficulties, hold on. Alright, we opened the can. What's nice about this? What is nice about this? This is going to be a nice sauce. We'll let that cook a little bit. Yay! All that flavor in there, and in a minute or two we're going to add a little water. Right. It's all mixed together. Let's get a good rolling boil to it. All right, hold on, we'll get some water. Here. I have plants on the other side. Hey, we just got this new picture too. It reminded me of Pakistan. Right, so see that? Eggplant would be something you could add in here as well. But I'm just using what was on sale at the grocery store. Spinach, any kind of vegetable. You want to do your harder vegetables sauteed first and caramelized and grilled first. So we got this going. And this is going to have to cook down. So here we go. I'm going to add the water to it. I don't know how much, but just that much. Because it's going to boil off. And the beauty of it is I just scraped the whole bottom of this pan. I don't know if you can't see it, but I can feel it. And it's coming up off of there. So that's good. Get all that flavor on there. All the flavor of the sauteed onion, mushroom, and all of that. There you go. And take a look. See that? All that flavor off of there. So we will boil that for a while. And starting to cook off. You can't really see it, but it's getting very saucy. And so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to finish this up. Not too long. From the steam, you can't really see anything. But it's basically done now. It's very saucy, kind of thick. Alright. Okay, so it's just time to get everything out. I'm putting my pot right here. It's very saucy now. A bit oily. But that's okay. Alright. So we're ready. I'm going to get these things out of the oven. I can't hold. You know how to get something out of the oven. If you don't, you'll figure it out. So, I have this. And I have this. Okay. So, what I want to do is check, there's a bit of excess oil in it, so I don't want all the excess oil. Okay, so I'm going to pour that off into a bowl. A little bowl right here. There you go, pour that. See that excess oil? I'll just pour it off into there. I think I'll pour it off into there. I don't know. Okay, so anyway. Shit. Okay, so my storage keeps on getting filled up. I'm doing this always on my phone. So anyway, let this sit for like a few minutes anyway. And you can just watch the magic happen. A pot holder would be, do you see this? You just sort of flake it out like this. I don't know if you can see it, how good it's coming out easily. And that roasting maybe took 45 minutes at tops. I don't know. And then you're just left with the shell to throw away. It's so great. That's how spaghetti squash comes out. Like, look. Okay, so I'll get a close-up of this. Because some of you are afraid to cook spaghetti squash. I know it. Let me see. Hold on. So take a look. That's what spaghetti squash looks like. And I'm going to mix it with this. So I'll do the other half. So now I'm going to do the... I need something. Okay, so same process. I'm going to... Oh, it looks like the oil all soaked in. So I don't have to worry about that. So same process. I don't know if you can see. Just do a little squeeze. Squeeze. Start forking it out, and it's the texture of this squash is like spaghetti noodles after you cook it. So it's just so incredible. Shoot, there were there we go. That there. Hot. Hold on. The fork. I'm gonna get it all because it actually tastes pretty sweet. There you go. All right, now. I guess I should just tip it towards you. Can you see? Let me lower this down. So we're just gonna mix it all together. The sauce and the spaghetti squash. Occasionally you'll see a seed drift through. I don't think that's a big deal. If you're a picky eater, don't come to my house. Anyway, so it's all mixed together. And as predicted, we have a squash noodle. And I need to turn off this oven because it's a hot oven. Then I just put it in the bowl because it's all mixed together. And there you go. You've got gluten-free vegan. It's really hot right now, but I'll taste it. Show you how to eat it. You eat it like regular spaghetti. Right. Honestly,